You're listening to Todd Bookspan's Real Talk on Intelligent Talk 960, The Patriot. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Todd Bookspan.
Welcome to Real Talk, the show that's about you. It's about rebuilding Arizona's housing and credit markets one family at a time. And I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy Saturday to learn a little more about what's going on in our market. Super excited for today's show. Before I introduce my special guests, of course, I have to say hello to my co-host, FICO certified strategist, none other than Mick Bernard. Welcome, Mick.
Hey, Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
You know, it is a Happy New Year. It's off to a good start. I set no resolutions, so I have not broken any yet.
I set just one. I promised my wife I'd be a bigger, smart aleck than I've ever been in my life.
Oh, sorry, Jeannie.
Off to a roaring start, she says, too. Although I'd use a different term when I wasn't on the air, but that's okay.
All right, let's not go there. So how are we kicking off the new year as far as credit?
Well, I was unable to make it last weekend, and so I thought we'd talk about some credit New Year's resolutions.
I like that. That sounds great. So those of you who are new to the show, our third segment's all about your credit, so hang tight. But we're going to kick off the new year with a team. We have half of the team that's been on here before and half that hasn't. So it's going to be really exciting. We've kind of a unique thing. We've got the Wells Realty and Law Group here, and we have Jason Wells, who is the founding partner and attorney and realtor, and also Ashlie VanWinkle, who is the CEO and partner and realtor over at the Wells Realty Group at Keller Williams. I should always say that, I always get in trouble saying it's my favorite real estate company on the air, wherever it can hear me. But welcome. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. Thanks for having us.
All right. So Jason's been on before, and Ashley's a radio rookie, so that'll be fun. We're breaking you in right, so we won't pick on you. We
always pick on new people.
We only pick on Mick.
I can take it.
We only pick on Mick, and it's going to be a great show. And so let me kind of frame why I asked Jason to be back on the show. The market has changed a lot over the past couple of years that we've been doing the show. We're in our fifth season, as crazy as that sounds. I would say we've been on for 4 years, but that makes this our fifth year of doing the show. And the market continues to change. And one thing that we still have, and we haven't talked about in a long time, are short sales. And because of the fact that Jason is also an attorney and has that legal background, it's really kind of a unique thing. And I kind of thought we'd kick off this year because of the fact we haven't talked about it and bring back a guest before who really kind of shed some light in a different way from a legal perspective on short sales. And we'll also kind of talk about what else they do, because they don't just do short sales. They do it all in real estate valley-wide and actually in a few other states as well. So let's talk about it, kind of what's going on in the market now.
Well, the interesting thing about the market is, just like you were saying, so many people think that, they read the headlines and that everything's back, everything's fine. And so if you want to sell, it's great to sell. And then so many people actually go to find out if they can buy something or sell something and have this horrifying revelation that they are actually still upside down some. And the truth is that there are still short sales out there. It's nothing like it used to be, which is great for the economy. It's great for people who are buying. It's great for people who need to sell. And if you are still in that position where you are, okay, what am I going to do? How long am I going to be stuck in this? Because what we're seeing is no longer people that are going to be stuck for 10, 15 years, but we're still seeing people who are going to be stuck for 6, 7 years in their home, and that doesn't align with their plans to have purchased the home, to buy their next home, or maybe they have to move out of state for a job, or whatever the case is. There are still plenty of short sales out there that people need assistance on. And the thing is, most realtors are going away from short sales because they are super time intensive. They take a lot more understanding about the process and the legalities of it that they just aren't able and equipped to handle. And that's what's great about our group, is our group, when it comes to short sales or even loan modifications, because yes, loan modifications are also still happening, because we act as both attorney and realtor for them, we're able to offer our services at a significantly reduced amount so that people who need, when you're going through this, you need that legal representation, you can still have it.
Well, and I think it's interesting because I'm always opinionated on a lot of things on this show, I guess, and in life in general. But I think it's one of the challenges because there is, there are potential legal ramifications of a short sale, and I know we're going to kind of dig in the fourth segment on the short sale piece. But I do think the fact that you're an attorney doing it is just kind of a no-brainer for someone who's listening who may still be facing that to get the correct advice as opposed to getting advice from someone who's just not an expert in the field.
Exactly, because, I mean, you can go on the internet, you can do your Google search, you can go talk to a few people and get a few opinions. The truth is, though, that there are still plenty of attorneys I talk to and CPAs, accountants, that actually don't understand how the full legalities apply, especially if you have an investment property. A lot of people think, oh, if I have an investment property, a rental, and I need to short sell it, I'm going to be stuck for the deficiency. Not necessarily the case. We've helped dozens and dozens of people who have investments still short sell their home with no deficiency liability, no tax liability, and be able to maintain so much of their credit. And if not, we got someone like Mick who can probably help them out.
There we go. There we go. That's awesome. If you just joined us, you're listening to Todd Bookspan's Real Talk. We're here every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on AM 960, The Patriot. I'd love to put you in touch with the Wells Realty and Law Group. You can give me a call on the off-air number, 866-250-252. Again, it's 866-250-252. You can check them out by going to wellsrealtylaw.com. Again, that's wellsrealtylaw.com, where you can see their smiling faces as well. I like that. So outside of short sales, I mean, what's going on in the rest of the market? Obviously, the president was here last week. He thought it was a great thing to come talk about housing in Arizona. Are we doing well? Are we doing poorly? What are you guys seeing?
I think what we're really seeing is we are significantly improved from where we have been, and we are on a good trajectory. If we look, across the market as a whole, we're down about 10% from where prices were in 2013. However, things are still continually on the rise. The fact that the president came here and announced the adjustments to the mortgage insurance is going to be something that hopefully will assist a lot of people being able to buy, because now they have more of their income that can go towards their principal, not towards paying mortgage insurance. What we're seeing, though, is a lot of people ready to come to the market and sell their properties. And so we have a ton of listings coming on, especially after we get out of the holidays. Those, the activity is really pretty slow in November and December. January, it hits and it comes with, a wave. And everyone's putting their home out for sale right now. And there's not as many buyers out there as there are for sale. So there's some great opportunities for buyers, if you have the right representation, to negotiate some actually really good deals out there. Plus money's low, as you'll certainly be talking about. And it's a great time in terms of the value of your dollar to be out there purchasing. And for those who need to sell, it doesn't mean it's a bad time to sell. In fact, it's a great time to sell if you're needing to step up or if you need to move out. There are some cases where maybe you just need to stay put, and that's one of the things that we talk about and Ashlie talks a lot about. Ashlie is really great with handling our sellers, advising and counseling them. She's been in the industry for 18 years and has been both here and in Washington. She has sold tons of homes, luxury homes, and when it comes to putting together a plan, that's really what we're very, very good at, is putting together the plan that will get you what you want in this market. So you'll ask some people and they'll say it's a good market, it's a bad market. There's really no such thing. It's really about having the right people to represent you in a market that will make it, whether it's a good or bad market for you.
Well, I think that's great. One unique thing is obviously actually you're the CEO of the team, which I think is really great. Most people think, oh, real estate team, they don't have a CEO, but you guys are a true team. It's not just the two of you. You're leading a crew.
We are leading a crew. We're definitely running our business as a business. And as Jason said, that we're all about the strategy for our clients and focusing in on how to create and educate a great strategy based on what their needs are. So whether it's the right time for them to sell, whether it's a time, short sales are a focus, and yet we are also very focused on helping our traditional sellers maximize their opportunities in the market. There's still opportunities for sellers, and it's really, truly a great time for buyers. And as Jason also said, you'll be sharing a little bit more about that and how interest rates may be changing this year and your forecast for the year ahead. And it's a great time to align yourself as a buyer with a team who really focuses on supporting their goals and how to truly go out there and represent them and give them that highest level of representation. So we're very focused on growing our team and growing our team members to support our clients and throughout the process.
And I love that because you guys have someone who specializes in every area. So not, you've got more than one attorney on the team, right?
Yep.
Chris is an attorney as well.
My partner's also an attorney.
And he leads the buyer side.
Yes.
And so when you talked about that important negotiation piece, it seems to be something in my personal experience that attorneys have experience on on that part of it, and the fact that you've got Ashlie and people really in each position to better serve the client. Is that a good way to put it?
Absolutely. Client communication is a huge focus for us. Customer service, we are very focused on having whatever we need to do to take care of our clients throughout the process, whether it's a buyer or a seller. So every member of our team is very focused on communicating with our clients. It's one of the biggest things when you talk to clients is what was the thing that you didn't enjoy in your prior real estate experiences. And often you'll hear is lack of communication, lack of hearing what's going on, lack of educating them on what's going on and potential opportunities or even pitfalls and helping them see around those corners. And we're really focused with very much throughout our team, whether it's marketing or communication, showing feedback. It's all about what we can do to serve our clients.
Well, I think it's interesting because communication seems like such a basic thing, but you're 100% correct. I mean, that's the number one thing that we hear in our businesses is that people feel like they wish they would have learned more. And so having enough people on the team in a process where you can proactively communicate is so important. You guys do such a great job with that.
Yeah, the main goal that we have for our clients is to have the most and best educated clients out there. So in terms of when we're out there making offers, or you're out there with a buyer, because truly you can find any real estate agent to go out there and unlock a door. And by and large, that's, I think, what the public thinks. I need someone who can go and unlock a door for me and is a glorified,
Chauffeur.
That's a good one. Good glorified chauffeur out there.
Hey, I don't want to go out there myself. Can you pick me up?
Right. When the truth is, the reason you have an agent and that you need an attorney is because you're about to make the biggest purchase of your life. You are about to enter into a realm where 70% of the country the state law requires that you have an attorney involved. Arizona doesn't because it's part of the Constitution. It doesn't mean you can't have one. You just don't have to have one to write your contract. And so what we focus on is making sure our clients are the most educated than anybody else's, and that when we're communicating with them, they are educated as to what the next step is and what's going to come after that step, as well as where we have been, so that soon they don't even have to sweat about what's happening. They know we're taking care of it. And, honestly, when you're buying or selling a house, it's stressful. There's a lot of anxiety that comes with it. And because we keep the communication on them consistently, they always are very relaxed and very informed when the process is over, when we close.
There you go. Now you can see why we brought back Jason Wells with the Wells Realty and Law Group. We've also got Ashlie VanWinkle, the CEO, partner and realtor there. I'm Todd Bookspan. This is Real Talk. We're here every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on AM 960 The Patriot. Love to put you in touch with the Wells Realty team by giving me a call at 866-250-252. Again, 866-250-252.
You're listening to Todd Bookspan's Real Talk on Intelligent Talk 960, The Patriot. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Todd Bookspan.
Welcome back to Real Talk, the show that's about you. It's about rebuilding Arizona's housing and credit markets one family at a time. And I want to thank you for taking time in your busy weekend to learn a little more about our market. Before I jump back in with our guests from the Wells Realty and Law Group, I got to thank my main man, none other than super producer Jeremy Siegel, for making us sound so good every week.
Oh, why, thank you very much. Is anybody else a little nervous that Mick is going to be more smart alecky this year? I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a challenge. Definitely a challenge for all of us.
Bring your A game.
Oh, no. See, this is trouble. It's on.
It's well, if you don't see Mick here as a co-host next week, I won't say what, maybe he said something a little too smart alecky at the team meeting or something. But no, I think that makes it fun, right? I mean, that's, I always tell people the more I get to know you, the more of a smart aleck I am and the more sarcastic I am. So I'm trying not to do that since I know my sarcasm doesn't play through the radio for all of our listeners.
No, I think that's definitely how it is. And Mick's a Diamondbacks fan, so we're good. We're good.
It all works.
Yeah, because is that what we're looking for? I mean, football season's not over yet, but you're already looking to baseball?
Well, for some of us, the football season is over.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So, all right. Well, thank you, Jeremy, for everything you do. We appreciate it.
Todd, thank you so much.
And, of course, I want to bring back my guests. I got Ashlie VanWinkle. She's the CEO and partner and realtor over at the Wells Realty and Law Group, as well as Jason Wells, founding partner, attorney, and realtor. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And so it's kind of interesting, if you guys missed the first segment, that Jason and Chris over there are both attorneys. Are you guys the only two attorneys, or are there more?
Yeah, Chris and I are the two attorneys.
Okay, perfect. And so, again, they kind of bring this legal background to really real estate, which is pretty complex. And I didn't realize what you said at the end of the last segment, that 70% of states require an attorney to be part of the real estate process, and here it's an option. And I don't really know of too many people other than outside of your team that are focused that's a part of every single transaction.
That's correct. And I mean, what typically ends up happening is somebody doesn't realize what the legal pitfalls or the legal issues that arise during a transaction because, well, they're not trained to see them. And we see them all the time. They may not be major, which thankfully they're not mostly, but occasionally we do run into major ones. And if you have a major issue, do you want to be going out and paying $250 to $450 an hour for an attorney, or do you just want to be able to turn to your agent and say, what are we going to do? And we'll say, don't worry, I got it.
Yeah, there you go. I like that a lot. And, it's kind of interesting, too, with your team. I mean, the fact that, Ashlie, you're the CEO, you guys are unique. I mean, and teams are definitely been a growing part of real estate. And certainly those of you who listen to the show know that although we have a lot of individual agents on our agents with small teams, you guys have a big team, 15 people in 3 states.
Yes, we're in 3 states. We have a team in Tucson, team in California, 2 teams in Utah, and of course our home team here in Tempe, Scottsdale, Phoenix area that covers all of Maricopa County. So,
well, I think it's pretty interesting. And so, I mean, obviously you have to have your position in order to be able to serve that growing community, and you guys are going to be potentially expanding into other places in the near future as well.
We're continuing to expand. Our sales were $35 million last year, so we're very proud of
That's awesome. Congratulations.
The customers. Thank you that we're able to serve with that. Of course, have bigger goals to continue to grow and are even growing into the West Valley, so we're looking for a top West Valley realtor to partner with. When we do expand, we're truly looking for a partner to grow a piece of us there, so they'll have that value proposition of having a real estate and law team wherever they grow to, and we're continuing to grow to other states as well.
Well, I think it's kind of neat, too, and you guys also have kind of some unique programs that you've put together for your clients. I know you guys do relocation. You guys are working with a lot of retiring clients. Kind of talk about that.
Retirements, yeah. Well, what we found is that people who are in that baby boomer generation or have parents who are elderly, that they either are looking to move to an active adult community, or an assisted living is something they want to go to, or maybe they have to go to a full care facility. And what often is required in that is the sale of the home that the person has lived in for 20, 30 years, and there's deferred maintenance, there's lifetime worth of accumulated stuff. There's just all this
stuff. That's a nice way to put it.
Hey, one man's trash,
Order.
another man's treasure, right?
Exactly.
So what we do is, instead of just being like, hey, yeah, I'll sell your house so you can help you go over there. No, those people need a program. So we've developed a program where we come in and we have organizers, we have estate sales to, thin the herd. We have the contractors who can help with the deferred maintenance and help us get top dollar, as well as, of course, selling it, and some estate planning because of the realty component, the attorney component that we provide. So we provide a full spectrum for that program for the baby boomer generation, so that they don't have to worry about all that. They can just say, I want to move to this community, or I need to move mom or dad into this facility. They just come to us and we say, all right, we'll take care of it from beginning to end, and we make sure everything happens on it. Of course, we're communicating with them and getting their sign-offs, but they don't have to go out and find a contract. They don't have to find some estate sale. They don't have to post everything on Craigslist or anything like that. We will take care of it.
No, and I think that's awesome. So one thing I think as you're listening is, you probably are in that position potentially, or know someone who's in that position, and certainly the Wells Realty and Law Group would be a good connection, whether here or out of state, because you guys have teams out of state, and the fact that Keller Williams Realty, who you guys work with, has over 100,000 agents all over the world now.
Yeah,
and you guys have the ability to refer out to someone who can do something similar to what you guys are doing.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter if somebody's out of state looking to move here. Mom and dad live out of state and they're trying to move to Arizona. We can assist with that. Or if they're in Arizona and need to move within here or out of state. Whatever it is, we can assist with it because of the network that we belong to.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because you mentioned, actually, the relocation program when we met before. I mean, how many people are you guys seeing? I mean, it seems to be a big part of our overall economy is all the people moving to Arizona.
We are still very much a destination location. You're seeing a lot of people, whether it's their family is here, and let's say mom and dad are in Wisconsin, and they need to pack up that home that they've had 40 years of accumulated things, diplomatically to say, they need that help. And if the family's here in Arizona and they're looking to move here or make that move here, we continue to see that because older people tend to want to live in a home area that has the sun, and we're continuing to be that place that people are moving to. Plus, we're a place along the corporate ladder. Not that that's really part of the conversation, yet in relocation it is, because you see that people are relocating, and as you're growing through the corporate ladder, we are still that stop along the way Phoenix is. So we're seeing that transition for people coming in and out of our market, and we continue to grow. Which makes this an opportunity that we see, again, to serve our clients, because there's a need out there that there's not other teams that we know of that are creating a package that really serves the clients that are looking for that need in the baby boomer generation, that need that estate planning, that need that help with the transition and decluttering and staging that home to get top dollar, coordinating contractors, all of those pieces which are so important to ensure that we're helping them get the highest and best value for that property.
See, I love it. So Wells Realty and Law Group, hang tight. I'll give out Jason Wells and Ashlie VanWinkle's. In fact, I want to say hang on. I'll just give it now. WellsRealtyLaw.com. Again, go to WellsRealtyLaw.com or give me a call on the off-air number, 866-200-5252. Again, 866-200-5252. I'm Todd Bookspan. This is Real Talk. We're here every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on AM 960, The Patriot. Those of you who are listeners know our next segment is the credit segment, where FICO certified strategist Mick Bernard is going to bring us up to speed on our New Year's resolutions for credit. Right, Mick?
Absolutely.
With a little bit of sarcasm, as he promised his wife as a New Year's resolution. Mm-hmm. So that'll be great. So hang tight for that. And then also hang tight for the fourth segment, because we talked about that the Wells Realty Law Group are experts at short sales, and we're going to spend that fourth segment really digging into what you need to know if you're facing short sale, what you need to know if you had a short sale, luxury short sales. We're going to cover it all. I'm Todd Bookspan, back after these messages.
You're listening to Todd Bookspan's Real Talk on Intelligent Talk 960, The Patriot. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Todd Bookspan.
Welcome back to Real Talk, the show that's about you. It's about rebuilding Arizona's housing and credit markets one family at a time. And those of you who are friends of the show know that this third segment's all about your credit. For that, we rely on none other than FICO-certified strategist Mick Bernard. But before I let Mick take over, I want to tell you that this is brought to you by Credit Strategies, the credit company we trust. You can learn more about them at 911creditpro.com. Again, that's 911creditpro.com. Take it away, Mick.
Thank you so much. Again, Happy New Year, everybody. So, I do have a couple of other New Year's resolutions besides being a smart aleck this year. And so I wanted to share them with you. But, many of these resolutions that I'm going to share are really just rechecking some good habits that I would encourage all of you to have regarding finances and credit. And so really I would encourage you to make one of your resolutions to check your credit on a regular basis. We talk about that a lot, but some of those of you who listen may be doing it, may not be doing it. Make that a resolution. Go, this weekend, go check your credit this afternoon or tomorrow and make sure that it's accurate. The government still estimates that 77% of us have errors on our report. And so it could be a small error. It could be your middle name is wrong or a previous address is incorrect. But Jason, I'm sure you deal with this a lot. I don't know if you follow up with some of your clients after their short sale. Many short sales report as a foreclosure afterwards.
It's unbelievable how many that actually happens to. You get the short sale completed, and it is reporting as a foreclosure. We have a client actually that happened to 2.5 years ago, and she's been trying to buy a house now, and we've been working to get that cleared off. Well, her lender is out of business, so it can make that a little bit more challenging. But it's important that you absolutely keep an eye on that. If you've been through a foreclosure or a short sale or a loan modification even, you got to be looking, get your credit report pulled, take a look at it, because we have lots of clients who think that everything's fine and dandy, and no,
and
it
is until they check it.
Yeah,
right?
Everything's fine and dandy while their head's in the sand.
Exactly. And so my advice: check your credit 90 days after a major incident, whether it's a short sale, foreclosure, loan modification. Sometimes your lender will tell you they're not going to report you as late, but they do. Also, a bankruptcy. Make sure everything's reporting correctly. Sometimes something is still showing as past due when it should have been included. So make sure you check it. And, of course, if you have any errors, contact the bureaus. Contact your creditor directly. And if you don't know how to do that, we can put you in touch with credit strategies to be able to fix that, because I know Jeannie has a lot of tricks up her sleeve. She attends meetings on a regular basis put on by her franchisor, teaches her how to correct these things and correct them fast. So also, pay your credit card bills 10 days early. A lot of you might be in business for yourself. Some people tell me, well, you know what, I have a zero balance because I pay it off every month. Well, guess what? If you pay it off when you receive your bill, the balance that's on your bill is what your creditor is reporting to the bureaus. So you may say, hey, it's paid off, but if your creditor is reporting you as maxed out or having a big balance, that's affecting your credit score. So make sure you pay it off 7 to 10 days early. Just put that into your budget. Also, check your bank statements and your credit card statements for accuracy on a regular basis. There are people out there that are trying to get into your account on a daily basis. And I'm sure you all get those emails from strangers saying, click on this. It's from UPS or USPS or parking or whoever it's from. They're trying to get you to
I'm
click
getting $1 million wired to me.
Really? Mm-hmm. After you send that check out for $100,000 probably, right?
I just have to give my bank account number, and they
there
say
you
they're
go.
going to deposit it.
So they know where to put it.
Yep.
Right. And so I know that's actually happened to my wife and I, where somebody wanted to rent our house and wanted to buy all new furniture and said, just send them a check so until their money cleared. And we actually got a corporate check that we turned it over to the FBI for them to look into. It was kind of an interesting story for another day. But here's another one that I'd really like to encourage you to do. Never use your debit card and never use a credit card with a high limit for an online purchase. That's the easiest time for somebody to get your information. Never use your debit card online. I have a credit card that has a $300 limit to it, and that's the only thing I ever use for an online purchase. And if you use it on a regular basis, or if you like to shop online like my wife does, you might have to pay it off multiple times throughout the month. But it's easy to do. So my credit card company has my checking information, but all those retailers online don't have it. Another one would simply be, if you have any questions regarding your credit or you need some sort of a mortgage analysis, contact us at Home Street Bank. We do offer a free credit report. I'll give you some free coaching. I can tell you that at least 35% of all my applicants that come to me for a loan do not have qualifying credit or credit scores, and we do the application. I'm talking about not the percentage of applications, but the percentage of applications that we actually close. A much larger percentage don't have qualifying credit scores, but the ones that are willing to work, we'll get them back in line, and we'll actually get them to be qualified, whether it takes 30 days. I had somebody just yesterday said, I think my scores are okay, but we checked them. There weren't, but it's because he had 3 credit cards that were maxed out, and he was surprised to hear that balance on credit cards or revolving utilization rate actually makes up 30% of your credit score. And so you can have a bad credit score just because your credit cards are maxed out.
There we go. As always, great advice. Thank you. I'd love to put you in touch with Mick. Give me a call on the off-air number, 866-200-5252. Again, that's 866-200-5252. I'm Todd Bookspan. This is Real Talk. We'll be back with the Wells Realty and Law Group after these messages.
You're listening to Todd Bookspan's Real Talk on Intelligent Talk 960, The Patriot. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Todd Bookspan.
Welcome to the fourth and final segment of Real Talk, the show that's about you. It's about rebuilding Arizona's housing and credit markets one family at a time. And I want to thank you for taking time on your busy Saturday to learn a little bit more. That's still a mouthful. It's kind of been the thing for a long time. That's rough to get out there. But super excited. Thanks, Mick. I think that was a great segment. If you missed Mick's segment on your New Year's resolutions for your credit, you can listen to a rebroadcast of this show and all shows by going to realtalkaz.com. Again, that's realtalkaz.com. And I do always want to commend Mick because you really do actually follow through and help people who apply for loans with poor credit, and you help them get to the finish line. I think too many loan officers out there tell people they do it. They just really want the applications. They don't actually do that. So,
sure. Yeah. That's the only way it works.
Well, no, but I appreciate that. I think you do a great service every day for people out there who've been beat up and banged up intentionally or unintentionally, and helping them really live home ownership again.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, right? Put them in a house.
Put them in a house. And so speaking of putting people in houses, we've got the Wells Realty and Law Group team, part of the team here. We have 2/15 of the team here. We've got Jason Wells, founding partner, attorney, and realtor, as well as Ashlie VanWinkle, CEO, partner, and realtor. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
For some reason, I keep wanting to call Jason Jeff, so I just have to actually have your picture up here on my website, so I don't actually get it wrong. I don't know my brain is not
every time.
My
Next
brain
time
is
I'll
not
wear
firing
a name
today.
tag.
I don't know. It's kind of crazy. But if you missed the previous segments, I think it's really important in today's market where people have really stopped talking about short sales. And although you guys are a full-service real estate team, not just here, Tucson, California, Utah, and you've got connections through Keller Williams Realty all over the country, but I definitely want to make sure, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, certainly it's a great group to connect to. You can learn more about them at wellsrealtylaw.com. Again, that's wellsrealtylaw.com. But one of the things that we brought Jason back for, because he's been on the show before, is really to talk about the short sale piece, because I think the discussion has kind of gone away recently. I mean, people kind of think that because the housing market's gone up here, that now we don't have short sales anymore, and we still have a lot of people underwater.
There's still tons of people underwater. The difference really is that what happened is with the market as it came down is we also had a lot of people in financial distress, losing jobs, getting pay cuts and things like that. So what happened is those people who couldn't afford their homes have all been cleared out from not being able to afford them from a financial perspective. There are still lots of people out there who can afford their payment that are still underwater and are going to continue to be underwater for several years. And so what becomes important, if that's your situation, is to sit down and have a true analysis of, okay, what are my goals? Where do I want to be in 2, 3, 4, 5 years? Am I okay still being in this house? Do I still want to be in this neighborhood? And if that's okay, then that's okay. Then continue to stay there. If your goals, though, are to move out of your home that you purchased because it was a starter home, or you need to be downsizing, then we need to talk, because to sit there and wait for 7 years is going to be worse for you than just taking the steps now, getting the short sale done and moving on, especially because there's so many programs and ways for people to have a life after a short sale or life after a foreclosure. It's not the end. I went through it. I short sold my home in 2010, and I'm still doing just fine and dandy.
Yeah, you appear to be.
So my world didn't end. I didn't fall off the face of the earth or anything like that. So people need to know that while there are fewer in numbers out there, it is still occurring. We, just this week, actually, have taken 4 new short sale listings. Was it 5? Okay, we got 5
That's the CEO.
new short sale listings this week, because there's still plenty of people out there who need the help, and we are here to help where other people can't.
Well, let me jump in and ask Ashlie a quick question on that. One of the unique things, too, is that you guys have realtors who refer you a lot of their short sales because of the fact that you guys have a true legal team.
We do. There's a number of realtors out there who, as the market has changed and as we've shifted and we see less distressed properties, have said, you know what, it's just not worth my time for my business plan to take on this short sales. There's different ways that we do that. We have different programs for that. Whether you want to refer it to us and have us take that on and help your client and support them and getting them through that process in our expertise and our team, absolutely, that's a great way. Or they can even keep their client and use our law side of our team to negotiate that on their behalf.
So I think that's interesting. So certainly if you're an agent who's listening and you're like, oh my gosh, I do have this short sale listing I don't want to take, or at least I want to hire someone to do the negotiation, that's something that would be great to connect with you guys on. And also if you're someone who's thinking about selling your home and facing a short sale, these guys are the go-to team for a lot of the top realtors here in Maricopa County and beyond. Love to put you in touch with the Wells Realty and Law Group. You can give me a call on the off-air number, 866-250-252. Again, that's 866-250-252, or you can visit wellsrealtylaw.com. Again, that's wellsrealtylaw.com. I'm Todd Bookspan. This is Real Talk. We're here every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on AM 960, The Patriot. It's also interesting that you guys do luxury short sales. People don't think that people with $1 million homes or luxury higher price homes have short sale issues as well.
Absolutely. Now, the thing about those homes is oftentimes most of those are purchased cash. But because they're purchased cash, then there's no mortgage on them. And so a lot of what happens is they will refinance money out of it to be able to do other investments or to buy another house or a boat or whatever the case is. And so they end up having what in Arizona is known as a non-anti-deficiency protected loan. And that is really kind of some ugly words right there all put together because it means you're going to be on the hook if you don't pay it back. They can sue you if you don't pay it and you get foreclosed on. And so in the luxury arena, there are plenty of luxury short sales, plenty of people who are upside down, and their situation is actually a little bit more precarious than your average person, because the average person doesn't have that type of a mortgage. And that's something we can explain in our consultations, which are free as well, when we're talking with somebody about what their options are. Now, in the luxury arena, it becomes very important to get those debts settled. And so that's something that we, from the law firm standpoint, do. We don't just come in and say, all right, we got the short sale completed. They're going to approve it. Good luck with the rest of that debt. No, we get it settled for you, whether it be a payoff settlement, whether it be a payment plan settlement, whatever the case is, we work to settle that for you so that you're not having that hang over your head for the statute of limitations on that is 6 years. You're done with it now. You don't have to worry about them coming back and suing you and whatever's going to happen in your life. One of the big concerns we found that in the luxury arena for people who are going through a short sale is the confidentiality of it. So we have a program that we can work with them that is of a confidential nature so that they can sell it and the whole neighborhood doesn't, oh my gosh, you're doing a short sale and you have to live with that embarrassment. We can do it in a confidential way. And that's something when we sit down, we can discuss with them about how that plan works and what we need to do to keep it confidential and still get them what they need, which is to get out from under that debt.
Well, and it seemed like the market before was, it was kind of an oxymoron, right? A short sale took a long time. What are you guys seeing for the time frame right now on a short sale?
Typically, we're seeing about a 3 to 4 month time frame on a short sale. And that's just because the time frame to get a file set up with the bank is the time frame to get it set up with the bank. It takes 30 to 45 days to have that file set up with the bank. And once you have the file set up with the bank, you then have your negotiating period, which should really only take like a day. But because of the back and forth and the low amount of authority that they give the person you're talking to, it has to go through the chain of command. That takes about another 30 days, and then you've got a 30-day close. So that's why it takes about 3 to 4 months still to get a short sale done, and it's just the process of running it through everything with the bank. However, what we are seeing with people who are wanting to buy a short sale is a distressed market level returning because short sales and bank owns used to be the market. That was all you could buy. About 20% of our market wasn't short sales, but nobody wanted those homes because they were way overpriced.
Too expensive.
It's now not that case. We're now, 85, 90% of the market is a regular market, and only 10% is distressed. We got about 6% of that is short sales. So what that means is no longer do the equity sales have to play at the distressed market price, but there is a distressed market price coming in. So for somebody who doesn't have to buy something and move in 30 days and can wait, it's an excellent buy. Again, you want to have somebody who knows, who's going through that process, like my partner Chris, who works with our buyers, to go through that with you, because the typical agent is going to steer you away from the short sales. They don't want to have to wait 3, 4, 5 months longer to get their commission or anything like that, nor do they understand what the process is actually happening. Whereas with our group, we can handle it. You can get a great deal if you need to buy one, and if you need to sell one, people are still buying short sales.
It goes back to that strategy that we talked about in the earlier segment, Todd, is that, we really, when we sit down with a buyer consultation and discuss your buyer needs, if you put your buyer hat back on instead of working, and we're talking about, the listing side, and as Jason was just sharing, when you're purchasing, there's opportunities there for buyers who are savvy and look at the opportunities in the market in that difference in pricing. And if their timing is not such that they have to buy right now, there are those opportunities. And so in educating them on what their options are so they can make the best decision for their family, that's really what we're all about. Whether it's a delay in closing, if that's what's best for them, that's absolutely what's best for what we want them to do.
Well, and I love that part. I mean, it's something that you guys have said as, throughout the conversation, is education is so important to you guys. It's just a core value of your team, is to make sure that the person that you're meeting with on the other side of the table actually leaves knowing more than when they sat down, which is huge.
Definitely.
Even if they never buy or sell with us, truly, we really want to leave them knowing more about their options, and so they can make the best decision for them.
Well, and I think that's key right there. If you didn't, let me hit that one home, right? You need to actually know what your options are so you can make the best decision. And oftentimes, Jason, you mentioned earlier, people search on the internet and think they're an expert, and unfortunately, that's just not the way to learn. At some point, you have to actually pick an expert, talk to an expert over the phone or face-to-face. As you said, you guys offer free consultations, so certainly a good opportunity today for someone who's actually still not sure what to do to reach out to you guys and connect.
Yeah, we talk with people with our free legal consultations all the time who are just like, I don't know what to do. And the array of options is vast, that what you can do, but you have to understand what a person's goals are, how can you put a plan together to make that happen for them. And then it's just about what is it they want to achieve and helping them get through that. So for us, because as I mentioned before, I've been through a short sale before, that's a big reason why we still today do free consultations on these, is because people need to know. And you shouldn't have to go in and pay to find out this sort of information. And while you can find it on the internet, you need someone like myself or Chris who's an expert at it, who's done several hundred of these successful transactions.
Just in case
That's
you
a
missed
big
it.
number.
Several hundred, and can bring it all together instead of just, I understand this little piece, I understand this little piece. Let's bring it all together, and that's what we do.
Well, that's it. There's no one-size-fits-all. There's no two situations that are identical,
No.
and I think that's where you run into challenges when you're getting advice. You got to talk to an expert. You got to talk to the best, and so I would strongly encourage any of you who are facing short sale or know someone who still is and not really sure where to get the best advice. Let's connect you with the Wells Realty and Law Group. I don't know. The show's kind of flown by. We got 2 minutes left. I'm beating Jeremy to the punch, and there he goes. He's going to say that. You listeners don't know he says that in our ear, but and so I kind of want to, I guess, just say thanks. Right? Let's kind of wrap this up with lots of stuff. Any last minute things you want to say before I kind of start rolling this thing out?
I would just say thanks for having us here. As many opportunities that we have to help people out there is what we're about. Our core value within our group at the Wells Realty and Law Groups is to help people and impact people's lives. And you're giving us that opportunity through your radio show, and we really appreciate that. And for your listeners out there, please log on to us, give us a call, whatever. We're here to help you out.
I love it. All right, Ashlie, thank you as well. You were awesome. And thank you, Mr. Bernard, FICO certified strategist, as always, for delivering value.
My pleasure.
Let's get you guys in touch with the Wells Realty and Law Groups. Let's go to wellsrealtylaw.com. Again, that's wellsrealtylaw.com. Or just give me a call on the off-air number, 866-200-5252. Again, 866-200-5252. I'm Todd Bookspan. This is Real Talk. We're here every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on AM 960, The Patriot. It's a new year. Thought it was a great way to kick off the new year. Something tells me we're going to have Ashlie and Jason back to talk more about this, because I think there's a lot more ground we can cover on short sales. But definitely let's help any of you who have any questions on anything, real estate, mortgage, credit specific. Again, one last time, that off-air number is 866-200-5252. Again, 866-200-5252, or find them at wellsrealtylaw.com. I'm Todd Bookspan, and I'm out of here.
Tides that I tried to swim against brought me down upon my knees. Oh, I beg and
Thank you for listening to Todd Bookspan's Real Talk, brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. To learn more, visit realtalkarizona.com.
can be